Hartpury Church, Gloucestershire, shown here in the watercolour, dated around about 1300, although there had been a chapel or a church on the site dating back to the 1100s. This painting shows all the principal buildings. You have the tithe barn on the left, church top right, below that the Dominican chapel and the original manor house. Let's go see what we can find on the ground, as it were. What a glorious situation, tithe barn and church just in the distance there. That's a big barn. I think it's the second biggest in the country. Arrow slot windows, which are fine as a defensive position, they're no good for letting light in. And these places in Norman times were used as defensive positions apparently by the villagers. Take a look around this side. And look at those doors. Oh, word. Second entrance there. I suppose when it started to get fuller. Tithe barn on the left, church on the right. Got a slightly better view now. Let's take a peek inside. How old do you reckon they are? Getting on a bit, I imagine. The size of the blooming thing. And if you look straight across, you've got the exit. So you bring your goods in here, empty them, go out through the other door. Not sure if the slabs are original. I suppose there's no reason why they shouldn't be. But what a structure. You can see that there's some modern development there when the roof's been redone, but all the trusses are original looking. Huge place. Arrow slot windows. What a place. What a place. This has seen some history rolling by, hasn't it? My gosh. Anyway, we're here to look at the church, adjacent to which is a chapel, built for the nuns apparently. A benefactor built the structure and left them to outfit the inside. No need to tell you what season this is. No spire, just a tower. Not a lynch gate because it hasn't got a canopy. An oak porch. 14th century structure. And it's been standing here ever since. Look at that woodwork. Very neat for 14th century, I guess. And goodness knows how old that is. The stairs off to our right lead to the belfry. Don't think we'll be invited up there. Accessed by stone steps, no less. Now, before we head for the nave, we're told if we look up there, you can see that the tower and the church were built separately, and that's the join, as it were. Wonderful. The doorway just to the right here is original and at least 500 years old. Now a broom cupboard, but still worth a look. So 500 years ago, somebody made a plank door. Organ didn't go back too far. They don't tend to last, do they, in these church environments? candle powered. There's a curious access panel there. That gives access to them. Just to the left of the door there, look, is what used to be a stoop. They were put there so the parishioners could consecrate themselves on entering the church. But one of the old bishops didn't like it, so that came out. Or it might have been standard vandalism. To the left of the organ there, you can see a blocked Norman door in the south wall. That's the south wall. And that used to be the main entrance to the church. And what we've just walked through was a ceremonial entrance. They used to conduct business there, apparently. But yeah, south wall, Norman doorway. And then to the left of that are these gorgeous 14th century windows. One there, one down there. We'll get a better angle later. Said to be decorated style, which has just been developed in the 14th century. I wonder if those are converted oil lamps or just a replication. They certainly fit the situation rather well. Don't know if you can make it out, but the stonework around the window has a slight pink tinge to it, and that's because of a major fire in the 1400s. There in the corner, you can see all that remains of the pre-Victorian seating, wooden panelling there. Of course, the Victorians tore all that out, couldn't leave anything alone. Camera has trouble focusing in these low light conditions. I think you can make it out. There's a nice story attached to the oak screen that you can see there. When it was installed in the 1900s, some of the parishioners didn't like it very much, so they started a petition to have it taken down. Whereas some of the villagers thought it was brilliant, and they started a petition to keep it. So poor old vicar was stuck in the middle. In the end, he just kept quiet and the problem went quietly away. There you can see, built into the north wall of the chancel, a built-in credence or umbury, on which bread and wine and water would have been placed before consecration. So it's probably added in the mid-19th century, when Thomas Fulljames, the cathedral architect, reordered the chancel. See, can't leave it alone. Above that you can see a memorial tablet to Major John Canning of the East India Company. He died on the 2nd of September 1824 in Calcutta. His wife died on the same day in Hartpury. Amazing. Look at this amazing chest. That's carved out of a single log. In 1287, the Synod of Exeter ordered that a chest should be provided in every parish church for the safe custody of books and vestments. Wow. The lid has 3 keyholes. One there, and one there. The idea being that you needed 3 people here in order to be able to open it. So one person on their own couldn't do it, you had to have the 3 of you. And then it's then cut in half, and now it's in 2 bits if you like. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Look at 1200 and something. And that was a mature tree at the time, so how old it is I wouldn't like to say. Wonderful workmanship. Back out in the nave now, and there you see the 17th century Jacobean carved oak pulpit. It was originally part of a double-decker, combining the pulpit and reading desk, and might even have been part of the triple-decker, because the parish clerk might have had his desk at the base, on the lowest level. Just to the right of it, can you make out that notch in the brickwork? That's where the original rood screen would have been placed. The font, octagonal shape and built in the 1500s. Can you imagine that skilled amount of work using primitive tools in the 1500s? Amazing. It's been moved quite a few times apparently before 1882 when it turned up in this present location, which happened to be right next to the church heating boiler. The old vicar liked his comforts, I think. We'll have a quick look around the churchyard. I don't think there's anybody of particular note or fame in here. We'll start off down this direction. Go anti-clock. Here you can see the blocked up Norman doorway that we saw on the inside by the organ. Just outside the churchyard proper, you can see a structure standing there, and that is a bee shelter. It's reckoned its value might have been to the master craftsman that created it so that he could show his work. It's had quite a varied life. At one time it was in Nailsworth near Stroud. Then it moved to the college local to here and then finally into the churchyard. There would have been either grass or wicker baskets made and put it in the ledges to get them through the winter, keep the wet a lot of the wind off. It certainly is a work of art. Even on the reverse it's decorative. The burials have outgrown the churchyard now, as you can see. At least they've got extra land to carry on with. Right, well that ends in another one of my church series. To give them a shot now and again. If you enjoyed that, you can come and see what we're up to next Friday. Could be anything really. We don't just stick to churches or trains or whatever. We like a nice varied look about. Actually, before we leave the area, if you look on this information board, over to the extreme left of the centre picture, it depicts a mill. That's still there. Let's see what we can see. And the old mill hiding away in there. And with that, we're done. Catch you on the next one.